Hey everybody, it's Benita, and good rainy afternoon. I don't know where you are, but it is raining here. I think it's going to be raining for the next couple of days here. So if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, wherever you are, if it's raining, please drive careful. During these weather conditions, you not only have to drive for yourself, but you have to drive for the next person as well. Okay? All right, so I hope everybody's doing well. Just want to give you guys an update on how we're doing. Going through that type of eviction, particularly if you've never been through it before. It's very traumatic. I don't care what anybody say. It's very traumatic. Particularly when you have done all you could do, and you know you did all you could do, and it still ends up that way. Sometimes that's just how it is, I imagine. But I am working diligently with my therapist through this, I don't know, transitional phase of my life, I guess I would call it. I don't know what really to call it. I've heard so many things that were encouraging, and I've heard some things that were not so encouraging. People have questions, and the only time I'm answering questions are through my videos and through my posts. I'm not going to have a one-on-one conversation with anyone, particularly if I don't already know you. So there's no need to inbox me your phone number. I can't tell you how many phone numbers have been inboxed to me, primarily by men. I'm not interested in, let me say it like this. Now is not a good time to shoot your shot, if that's what you're doing. But I have a lot that I'm processing, and really sitting on the phone, entertaining, average conversation is not at the top of my list right now. And I apologize for anyone who think that I'm being rude, stuck up, or what have you. But just because my
speed trap reported
location
ahead
has changed doesn't mean my character and my heart has changed. I'm still me. I still have standards, preferences, and everything that I had before. So don't think that being in a different situation makes me a different type of person, particularly a desperate person. No. So I will only address matters via these type of videos or postings, but mainly these type of videos, because these videos are only being posted on my YouTube channel and to my TikTok. Okay, it's the only way you can see these videos. They will not be posted anywhere else. So I hope that clarifies everything as far as me not responding to a lot of your inboxes. I'm not being rude or anything. I promise you I'm not, because that's not me. I don't want to get involved with idle chit chat right now. I'll only talk to people who have a solution. If you don't have a solution, I don't have conversation. The questions that I've been asked: what happened? What are your plans now? Again, those are not questions that I'm going to have a one-on-one conversation with anyone. Those questions are answered, or will be answered, in the videos that I'm posting. And you can only see these videos on my YouTube channel and my TikTok. So for you to inbox me continuously asking me what happened, what are my plans, what am I going to do, I'm not going to have those conversations with anybody. Okay? I'm just not, I don't have the mental or the emotional wherewithal to have those type of conversations with people, first of all, that I don't know, and then with people who don't have any solutions. You know, I don't need an audience. You know, I need solutions. And I think what happened, I'm working back to being able to process everything, but when it first happened, which is almost a month ago, well, not quite a month, but it's getting there, 3 or 4 weeks. My therapist said that I had trauma, and so that's why it's difficult for me to process and think clearly, and you know. And I told her that I lashed out at somebody that I really, really love, truly, truly love. I lashed out at them, and do I feel like they deserved it? Yes, but I think I went too far. You know, I went too far, and I think it hurt me to know that I went too far. I know I went too far. The person never has to talk to me again or whatever.
In 1,000 feet, use the right lane to turn right on Peachtree Industrial Boulevard.
When you're in that mental space, that emotional space, you're not thinking clearly at all. And
turn right on Peachtree Industrial Boulevard.
And sometimes you have to see yourself inside that situation to understand it. Because at that time, I just felt like everyone had abandoned me. Everyone that I thought would be there, I just felt abandoned. And a lot of people won't admit this, but I even felt like God abandoned me. You know, like I've served him all my life. You know, I haven't been perfect, but I've been faithful to God, you know. And you know,
in 3/4 of a
they
mile,
say you lash out
turn
at
left
the
on
one
River
that
Green
you love the
Parkway.
most. Well, I did. I lashed out at someone that I truly, truly, truly love. And under normal circumstances, I wouldn't have never did anything like that. Never. But you know how they say hurting people hurt people? Well, this individual did hurt me, so I did feel like it was warranted. However, I went too far. And sometimes when you go too far, maybe you can get things back on the right track, and maybe you can't. But
in 1,000 feet,
I think both
turn left,
parties should
then turn
acknowledge
left.
that, you know, I was wrong, they were wrong, we were wrong, whatever, you know. But when you have either party that won't apologize, won't admit that they're wrong, it makes a reconciliation kind of hard, if it's at all possible. But when you're under that kind of pressure,
turn left on River Green
and
Parkway.
you've never been there
then
before,
turn left on
you really
Corporate
don't
Way.
know how to respond. You don't know. Hold on. Okay, y'all, I'm back for part 2. So, I left off earlier today when I was picking up my kid from school, and I was talking about when you go through something as traumatic as we're going through, sometimes it spills over into other areas that may or may not have anything to do with what you're going through at the moment. And like I said to you earlier, you know, anytime you're dealing with trauma, you don't know how you're going to react to trauma, or something traumatic, particularly when you have one thing after another. You be like, oh, hold up, wait a minute. Not only do you start to question yourself, you start to question God, you start to question everything and everybody around you. I mean, just realistically, you start questioning life itself, your choices. It makes you even feel like, well, dang, am I ever going to see any relief, So, for me, it caused me to lash out, like I said earlier, at someone I really love and care about. But that happens, I imagine. And so, yeah, but none of this has been easy. None of it has been easy. And I think some of the stuff people saying to me is, sometimes I let it get to me more than it should, or more than I should let it get to me, because a lot of it comes from people I don't care about. But when it's people that I care about and they make me feel like they don't care about me the way I care about them, those are the people I start lashing out at. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, It's difficult because it's just something I've never been through. I've never had to live in a hotel. I mean, I thank God that we're able to be where we are. Well, not in our vehicles or anything. I remember when it first happened, a lot of people, some people were telling me go to a shelter. Well, I can't do that. First of all, because of my health, I couldn't be around a lot of people like that in an unsanitary atmosphere, because as well as some think I look or whatever, I still do have 2 different types of brain tumors that I'm actually living with. In fact, tomorrow I go to find out about the other damage that the radiation to my brain did. So it's an ongoing thing for me. So I think that, and then on top of having to move the way it all happened, for me, I'm just trying to keep my mental together through it all, because it's like one thing on top of another, and I guess people don't understand that, or they might look at it and say, well, she don't look like, you can't always base life on what somebody looks like, because then here's my thing. If I let myself go and just showed up any kind of way, then somebody else will have to say, oh, she's showing up looking bad. I mean, she can at least fix her hair. She can at least put on a wig. She can at least put on some makeup or lipstick or something. So I understand. You can't, I'm not going to try to please everybody. I'm going to try to please me. That's what I'm pleasing. I'm pleasing Benita, because I realize when you try to please other people and you do stuff to put other people first, they'll be the main people that screw you over. So it doesn't matter how I look. At the end of the day, my story is my real life story. I refuse to just let myself go, because keeping myself together, it's part of my living. It's part of my it's my greatest method to all the madness that goes on, dealing with 2 types of brain tumors, dealing with the effects of having strokes. I just learned last year that I have permanent brain damage in different areas of my brain. Having radiation to your brain is not like having radiation to any other part of the body. So having all of that to contend with, and then losing my home like that, yes, it caused me to spiral. And I thank God for an excellent therapist, a team of therapists, which consists of a psychologist and a psychiatrist. In fact, they just called me today and said they need to see me by Wednesday. She's seeing me once a week now that I'm going through all of this. So I was once a month, but while I'm going through all of this transitional stuff, she wants to talk to me once a week. Because of some history that I have. I'll talk about that later. She is concerned for me. Hell, I'm concerned for myself, to be honest. But I'm taking it one day at a time. It's unfortunate that I said earlier, a second ago, the people you think that's going to be there for you, they won't be there. People are only going to be there for you as long as they're getting something out of the deal. Once they no longer see the value in doing whatever they're doing, then they move on, to the next thing, next victim, whatever, next prey, whatever. But, the Bible says that a friend loveth at all times, so if you're a friend, you're a friend. Now I have some true friends, that have been with me from day one, from the first brain surgery, which was December 19th, 2016. I have a lot of people that were there with me. Those people I will always hold near and dear to my heart. Even if we fall out, my love for them won't change, and I want them to know that. Anybody that was there with me for the first brain surgery, I will love you forever, no matter what. If you never speak to me again, I'll love you forever. If I don't ever speak to you again, I will love you forever, because that was the day that changed my life. And I often talk about that because that was also the day I had given my eldest daughter and one of my best girlfriends power of attorney over me, just in case something went wrong within the surgery. Maybe they nicked something in the brain or what have you. I gave them both power of attorney over me. And what happened was, 2 years later, my best girlfriend died. And then 6 months later, my daughter died. So that was hard for me to deal with, because I'm thinking, well, I was the one really closer to dying than they were. How did that happen? So my therapist said that I was dealing with, how did she say, survivor's remorse. Survivor's remorse. And it still bothers me sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It still bothers me, because those were two people, I love, trusted with my life, and some people, they're just irreplaceable, everything about them is irreplaceable. And hold on. Okay, I'm back. So this is part 3 of this particular video that I'm making. So yeah, I was talking about survivor's remorse, and how, I didn't know that was a real thing, to be honest with you. But, that's the thing about having a good therapist, that can walk with you through different phases and through different steps in life, so that when things happen and you're not familiar with them, you can have someone that can explain, why am I feeling this way? Why did I respond that way? Why did I do this? Why did I lash out like that? Like I said in the first video, I lashed out at somebody I really love. And do I think they deserved it? Yes. But I also think I went too far. You know, I went too far. That's one of the things about me. You know, I'm one of those quiet, reserved type people. I don't bother anybody. I don't get in people's business. I do what I'm supposed to do, and I move around. That's it. But if you hurt me, if you deeply hurt me, some part of me, you gotta feel how you make me feel. If it ain't but a little bit, I gotta let you feel that. You know, is that right? No. Is that God's way? No. Two things. I'm not gonna always be right, and I'm not trying to be God. You know, and so many times we have this pretense that if a person is a Christian, oh, you just should take it. You just hold your peace, let the Lord fight your battle. Let me tell y'all something. That's overrated. Because time after time, you can hold your peace only but for so long, but then people start taking advantage of you. They take your kindness for weakness. And then when that happens, it's like, so you're just going to keep on doing what I'm asking you not to do. You know, you're just going to keep on. You're going to keep on pushing and pushing and pushing until you push me over the edge. But guess what? When I go over, I'm grabbing hold to your foot because you coming over with me. Period. I don't want to hear nothing about, well, what would Jesus do? I don't know. Ask him. I ain't Jesus, so I'm not going to respond the way that Jesus would respond. You know, and I think that when people are going through certain situations, we have to allow them to feel. We have to allow them to be. We have to allow people to be in the moment of whatever they're going through. You know, unless you've been through it, you can't tell somebody else how to go through whatever they're going through. You know, when my daughter first died, I remember the second year of her anniversary, I had a preacher tell me, well, it's been 2 years now. It's been 3 years now. You ought to be done grieving over that. The Bible only tells us to grieve for the dead 1 year. So I said, have you ever buried a child? No. Then shut the hell up. Don't tell me how to grieve for my child. I don't care when it comes up to 10 years, I'm still going to be missing her. And I'll still cry every now and then. I think that's so insensitive that we try to tell people how to go through whatever they're going through. You know, just like this situation now. This is my first time ever going through something like this. You know, people say, oh, just hold your head up. You can make it. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that every day. I don't feel like that most days. You know, most days I feel like I'm not going to make it. You know, most days I feel like I can't keep my head up. Most days I feel like, okay, God, this would be a good time if I go to sleep and didn't wake up. That's how I feel most days. You know, so we have to stop telling people how to feel when they're going through stuff, especially if we have never been through it. And someone said, oh, that's just an eviction. I haven't been through that. Well, I ain't never been through no eviction. Had all my stuff put out. I'm 56 and this just happened to me for the first time. I ain't never been through that. So you can't just say, oh, that's something everybody go through. Everybody don't go through that. Everybody haven't been through that. So to tell me basically, you know, just keep your head up, keep praying. I've been praying. I'm not just deciding to pray now. I've been praying, you know, and my truth is that sometimes I don't even know if God is listening. I know this gonna shock a lot of y'all because all y'all know about me is that I'm a woman of faith. I've walked on this journey. I've lived 12 long years with 2 different types of brain tumors, and my faith has brought me this far. I'm not losing faith in God. What I'm saying is sometimes I just don't know. If I got on here and I told you guys I know without a shadow of a doubt, I'd be lying. And one thing I'm not going to be a liar. You might call me some other stuff, but a liar you will not call me. Okay? And so I'm just going day by day, and I'm trying to keep my thoughts you know, keep my mental together. Some nights I sleep, some nights I don't. Some days I eat, some days I don't. Some days I can get out, some days I can't. It's a real life situation, and no one wants to be in a situation that they don't want to be in, you know. I think that when we as a people learn how to even recognize when someone is calling out for help, you know, even if it's just a, hey, I'm slipping, you know, something, listen, my thoughts not working right with me, you know, anything like that, you know. What we'll do as Christian, particularly in the black community, what we'll do, we'll sit back and watch till it all burn down. And then we'll say, oh, I had a water hose. She should have called me. I had a water hose. I could have helped put the fire out. You was the first one I called. When I saw the smoke, I called you. See what I'm saying? And we're so fake that we'll sit there and we'll watch each other go through. And then when it all burns down, well, you should do this, and you should do that, and you should do this, and why don't you call this person? Everything everybody is telling me to do, you think I haven't done it. The only thing I haven't done yet is start an OnlyFans page. Ever since I found out how much money they pulling in per month, child. So, you know, people saying stuff just, it's not helping. What I need solutions. I need people to help me process through this. You know, like I said, thank God I have a wonderful team of mental health professionals, because I don't know how to process through this. I don't. I'm not going to pretend like I do. I'm not going to pretend that I wake up in the morning and I say, ooh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for this hotel. Thank you, Lord, I'm not sleeping in my car. I'm not. No, I don't do that. I just say, thank you, Lord, for another day. But I'm not thankful for the situation. I'm not. Because I don't understand the situation. I don't understand. You know, I've heard a lot of preachers tell me, oh, God is up to something. He's getting ready to do something big. He needs to let me know. He needs to let me know before I do something big. Because if I do something big, it might not be pleasing to him. You know. But if I can hold out and wait for God to do his big, I know his big is going to be better than my big. And so it's just one of those moments where you have to really, really just spend a lot of time with yourself and considering what it is that most important for me at this time. I try to focus on what's most important for me right now. Number one, most important thing is for me to make sure I'm staying on my treatment regimen for, remember I said, actually living with 2 types of brain tumors. So one of them I still have to take daily treatment regimen for. That's the one that can't be operated on. So I have to take a daily regimen treatment for that. The other one has gotten in such a place where they may be able to operate on it, but my survival chances, where they were at 50-50, it probably goes all the way down to about 30-70, with the 70 not in my favor, okay? And that's because the tumor that have been operated on twice and the tumor that have received that high dosage of radiation, that one has somehow or another grabbed hold of that carotid artery, and it's just kind of there. The only good thing about it is that on my scans, you can still see blood flowing really well through that artery. So as long as we keep seeing that blood flow real good, then I'm good. However, if that tumor decides to, squeeze or touch it too much, or squeeze it just a bit and cut off any of that blood flow, that will put me in danger of having another stroke. And because I have a history of having strokes before they started doing the operations on my brain, if I have another one, that we don't know what that's going to look like. So those are the things that's on my mind that I have to remember. I don't care if I was in a treehouse. Those are the two things that are most important to me. I have to maintain my treatment regimen, and I have to maintain my calm and my serenity and my peace. I have to do those things. It's almost like a ticking time bomb, but this one isn't waiting to go off, and I'm not going to put myself in a way or in any situation that would cause me to get so upset to where I endanger my own self. So when all of this happened, the eviction and putting my stuff out, when all of that happened, I didn't know. I couldn't think. I just couldn't think. My flight or my flight or fight, that was down. I couldn't do anything. I was texting people, nobody responded. I was like, they're putting my stuff outside. I don't know what to do. No one that I text responded back. No one. I called, left voice messages. No one answered the phone. No one called me back. No one. And I thought to myself, this is going to be the thing that takes me out of here. After surviving, living with 2 brain tumors for 12 years, 2 different types of brain tumors for 12 years, I thought for sure this would be the thing that's going to take me out. But, the Lord has been kind. Even though I can't tell you that I understand. I'm not going to say that. I have no idea what God is up to, if in fact he's up to anything, or is this just how life is. You play by the rules. I've worked since I was 16 years old, actually 15. You play by the rules. You get married, you have a family, you devote your life to church and the ministry, to God, and all of that. You play by the rules. You go to college, get your degree, You play by the rule. You pay your taxes, all of that stuff. You play by the rules, and then you play by the rules, and then when things happen to you that you can't wrap your head around, it's like, dang, what was the purpose? What was the purpose of trying to live right and do good and be good to people? There's some people I should have been cussed out. There's some people I should have been introduced, to Swiss. There's some people I should have been introduced to some hot lead, but always trying to do the right thing, always trying to be the bigger person. And sometimes I look, when I walk in and out this room, sometimes I'm like, so this is what doing right, this is what living right get you, but I also am not a person who does not take accountability. Well, what accountability am I taking in this situation? I take the accountability that had I known the tumor was going to grow back and I would have to go back to surgery, back to a full round of surgeries, back to, if I had known that second surgery didn't take right, 3 weeks later, hemorrhaging to death. Wonderful doctor who saved my life. If you follow me on Facebook, I normally put a picture of him on Facebook with me, he and I. And when they said radiation, I just thought, I don't know what I thought. I had no idea radiation would be like what it was. And then the thing about it, with radiation to your brain like that, the effects of it doesn't really show up to 1 to 2 years later. I just made my 1 year anniversary. So the first thing we did discover that the radiation had damaged my lens. So you guys remember I was going blind. We had to hurry up and do eye surgeries. So the next thing is what I have to go see about tomorrow. I'll tell you about that after I leave the doctor's office tomorrow. But so what I'm heading into now we're starting to see all the effects, the long-term effects that having radiation directly to my brain is having on my brain. And so, and although it's difficult to tell all of that just by looking at me, it's been a hell of a journey. It's not always been pleasant. I don't smile all the time. I'm not going to pretend like I understand it. I'm not going to pretend like, I was writing today and I said out loud, I said, God, please help me. I said, because I'm angry that I've had to deal with these brain tumors for so long. I said, I'm angry with myself because I felt like, I don't know how I would have known I had brain tumors, but I don't know. I was just talking out loud to God. And then I said, I'm angry at the people that came in my life under false pretenses, to get close enough to me, to hurt me. And then I said something. I said, God, I'm angry with you. I've been angry with you for a while. I said, I don't know how else to tell you this, but I'm angry with you. My heart is hurting, and I don't know where you are. That's exactly what I said today. And so many times when we're going through trials and tribulations, and it just seemed like they just keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. It used to be a time where I was like, okay, God, just take it. But then people will start saying, well, dang, what did you do? You still dealing with that? And when I lost my home last month, I got a call. Someone was like, oh, something ain't right. Something ain't right about this. Like, what's your plan? What you doing? Something ain't right about this. I was like, first of all, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I've maintained my life for the past 12 years, even going through, if y'all know how many surgeries I've been through for 2 different types of brain tumors, y'all will be like, girl, how are you still here? I tell everybody, it's the grace of God, It's not like I always wanted to be here. Let me make that clear. It's just the grace of God, It's not been a fun journey. I've made this journey as a single woman. Yeah, I've had men come in my life, try to show interest, but talk is really relative. You have to really show me that you're able not only to help carry what I carry, but to also cover what I carry. I don't need anybody that's going to try to come in and take advantage of me and my vulnerability. Had that happen, And what gets me about people like that, when you finally put your foot down with people like that, how is it that they become the victim? You know what I'm saying? I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you would use a vulnerable time in my life to get close enough to me to hurt me. I can't believe that. But you did. And so a lot of times I just kind of keep a lot of things, a lot of people at bay, because if I'm already dealing with 2 different types of brain tumors, processing my daughter down that bit, my mother died, it's just a lot, and the last thing I need is someone coming in my life under false pretense, trying to mess my life over, and then they go running back to a safe place. I don't need that, and that's not something, if that were to happen to me, that's not something I'm going to get over easily. That's not something I'm going to let go and let God. I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm not going to let go. I'm not going to let God, period. And so this is a very difficult situation to be in, but I'm taking it one step at a time, day by day. And it's not easy. Someone said to me the other day, "Oh, girl, you make it look easy. 12 years? You've been dealing with 2 different brain tumors, and now you're going through this. You make it look easy." I get what people are saying when they say that, and perhaps to them it sounds like encouragement. I get it. But to me, it sounds like, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but I don't hear it as encouragement. But I know people mean well. Let me say that. I know that people mean well when they say that. But when I hear it, I sometimes I want to tell them, it's not that I try to make it look easy. I just try to keep living. That's all. What you think is me making it look easy, that's just me trying to keep living. That's me trying to keep from going to the dark side. That's me trying to hold on to my mental health. That's me, the way I see myself. I don't, just because I have 2 different type of brain tumors, just because I have permanent brain damage, all of those different things doesn't mean I have to look that way. When I look in the mirror, I don't see a woman that's going through all of those things. I just see me. I see a conqueror. I see a warrior. So yeah, I'm going to put myself together. Regardless of whatever I'm going through, I'm going to put myself together. I'm not always going to be smiling, but I will be pulled together. And so my hope is that my story reaches the right people, and perhaps the right people will know that there are people out here that are hurting, and people out here that are, homeless, that they don't look homeless, they don't look misplaced, but there are people out here that's going through so much. But just to look at them, and it's not a pretense, it's not a falsity, it's a method to the madness, because like I said earlier, I'm not trying to please anybody, because you can't, I'm like this, people say, "Oh, don't look like nothing wrong with her." If I let myself go, "Oh, she need to do something about that. She looks sick." So, you be damned if you do, damned if you don't, So I don't do anything for people Whatever I do to keep Benita alive. Whatever I do to keep Benita sane, you know. Because believe it or not, if you've ever struggled with mental health, it's easy. It's easy just to let your mind go and just wander off somewhere. That's easy to do when you've already done it and been there, you know. So that's my greatest fight. Right now, my greatest fight is my mental. I have to fight for my mental stability. And if that means that I cut that person out, that person, whatever I got to do to make it through this transition, I plan on doing it, you know. I was watching a video about the college student who raised all that money for that guy, and then they found out he has a record and this, that, and the other. And I thought about how much money she raised in such a short time, you know. And I was like, wow, that's amazing that someone would do that for somebody else, you know. But how do we know one another going through and we don't do anything? You know, I have friends, well, I thought they were friends, that I thought would step in and say, hey, let me help push your GoFundMe or whatever. That hasn't happened, except for one person. Only one person has done that so far. Her name is Gail. I don't mind saying her name. She's the only one stepped up to the plate. You know, she's been on this journey with me from my first surgery. So, you know, that just struck me. It hit me so hard. Like, they raised that kind of money for him in what, a matter of days, I think. A matter of days, you know. And then you have honest people who have worked their whole lives, and now, because of health reasons, you know, I can't work like I used to, you know, because I used to really get the money, just let me tell you. So, and I thought to myself, wow, that would really be nice if someone would help raise that kind of money for me, you know, that I can get a house. First thing I do is buy a house for me and my family. You know, it's just me, my daughter, and my granddaughter, just 3 of us. And I tell people all the time, I don't have any family here in Atlanta, but I stay here because of the medical care that I get. It would be crazy for me to leave this medical care that I get here in Atlanta. So that's why I stay here, even with no family here. Because where I wasn't getting any medical care at all. So when the Lord told me to come back to Atlanta, and I did, that's when I started getting the medical care that I need. And so that's why I'm going to stay here. But like I was saying, you know, I've never looked at a situation and thought, you know, why that. But that particular situation, I don't know if it's because what I'm going through now, but that I could say that's probably one of the first times I've ever gone like, well, dang, you know, why can't I get somebody to do that for me, you know? And then I always go back to, well, even my therapist was telling me, she says, even being a doctor, just looking at you, no one would really know, you know. But to live with 2 types of brain tumors for 12 years. And for my 12th year, when I thought that meant things were going to get in order, everything's go haywire. Just crazy goes haywire. If I had my first surgery in December 19th, 2016, and I've maintained my home up until last year, because it takes a while for stuff to add up. Since last year, you know, I think I've been doing really well. You know, I've held on to everything I've had. I haven't lost anything, you know, just lost the house everything was in, you know. And so it's a real situation, you know. I'll show you my living quarters. Not right now because my family is over there laying down. Because they don't want to be in the video. I'm on their side of the room. And so they're on my side of the room. And I'll show you guys that later on when it's just me in here. To be fair to them, okay? But so many times, you know, I want to just get on live and go, somebody help me, please. You know, but something in me that keeps saying, no, you don't need no help. You could do it. You could do it. You could do it. You know, that's my personality, you know. But one of my girlfriends, she asked me a question the other day ago. She said, did you ask for help? I said, oh, well, I got a GoFundMe page up. Yeah. She said, no. Did you ask for help? I'm like, yeah, that's asking for help. I could put a GoFundMe page up. I don't know what else you're trying to get me to say. Yeah, I asked for help. And somehow or another, she made me understand. Just because I posted up a GoFundMe page, that's not necessarily asking for help. And I thought to myself, well, that's not asking for help. I don't know what it is, you know? And so there are times I just want to holler help, you know, somebody please help, you know. But then too, you know how black people are? If I got on the internet and say, hey, I need help, first thing somebody gonna say is, oh, she begging, oh, she this and she that. Like when I posted the video of them putting my stuff out, somebody took it upon themselves, called my family in Orlando. I don't know what you told them, but by the time my brother called me, he was not happy. And he was not nice about it. So I don't know who called my brother and what you told him, but if you all let me tell my story, I promise you I'm gonna tell the truth. Okay? I don't need anybody to call my family for anything, you know, particularly if you're not going to be truthful. And if you know you don't talk to me on a regular basis, don't call nobody, tell them jack about me. Because I don't know what you said to my brother, whoever you are. I don't know what you said to him, but he was not nice when he called me. Okay? And that's not our relationship. So whatever you said, you got into his ear. I don't like that. And I'm sure whoever called him, I'm sure me and you don't even talk on a regular. We probably don't talk at all. Had to be somebody on Facebook because that's what he said. But he said this got to be a prank or somebody trying to AI you or something. I said, no, that's really happening to me. Well, somebody just called and said, there's a video of you being evicted on Facebook and that, and they're putting your stuff out and you went live to show that. And I'm just calling to see, he wouldn't tell me who called. I'm just calling to see if this true or is it some kind of AI video you did, or, you know, I was like, AI video? What the hell is that? I don't know what that is. No, this is for real. What do you mean it's for real? It's for real. Whoever called you didn't tell you. They didn't send you the video. See, y'all doing stuff and you're hurting relationships that you shouldn't even be in. You should not be in this. This don't have nothing to do with you. You probably ain't never gave nothing to my little GoFundMe page. You ain't never called to check on me. You never sent a well wish. You never sent a card, a flower, a care package. You know how many brain surgeries I done had. For you to call my brother, it had to be either family or somebody close to the family. But what you did, you caused discord. If I had wanted him to know, trust me, I would have called him first. And because he had to hear it from somebody else, he's more angry about that than anything else. Because he knows he and our relationship is much closer than that. So he was more upset that someone called him to tell him something that I had not even had a chance to tell him. So whoever you are, if you watch this video, don't do that again. Please don't do that. Because that was unnecessary. The discord was unnecessary. And me and my brother haven't spoken since then. And you all know how much I love my brother. And y'all know how much my brother loves me. But for someone to call him and say whatever you said, you made a mess. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. And my brother probably won't ever tell me who you are, because he knows if he tell me who you are, you're going to see me. You will see me. Because instead of you calling me to see, hey, you need anything? You okay? You call my brother and you tell him a bunch of stuff. That wasn't the time for you to do that. How you call my brother but don't call me? That's messed up. Whoever you are, I'm talking directly to you. That's messed up. You cause more heartache than anything else. You added pressure to an already pressurized situation. And sometimes people don't understand. Like, stay out of other people's business. If you know you don't have good intentions in your heart, stay where you've been staying. Away from Benita. Do like you've been doing. You don't talk to me. You don't call me. You don't text me. Hell, you don't even like anything I post on Facebook. So we ain't here. And if anybody's going to be there for me, it's always going to be my brother. Always. But I didn't know how to tell him. I didn't know what to tell him. Y'all got to remember, I was traumatized. Still is. I'm still working with my therapist. I see her tomorrow. I have to see her once a week now instead of once a month. You all didn't give me time to even process what the hell was going on before y'all start running, calling my family. I can talk for myself. I don't need anybody talking for me. Because when you talk out the side of your neck. You talk about stuff that don't concern you. You talk about people who don't even talk to you. The situation was already volatile for me. First of all, for them to come in my house when I don't have any clothes on, I grab a robe, put on a robe. They were already coming through the door. So I tell him, I don't have on any clothes. He looks at me and said, oh, you not dressed? Sir, I just told you I don't have on. You looking at me. You know I don't have on any clothes. You know I got this robe on. He goes, oh, you not dressed? I said, no, I just got out of the shower. I said, I pushed the door closed because I thought somebody was trying to break in. So I guess he was upset with me that I pushed the door closed. Well, I'm just coming out the shower. I don't even know. I never got served. So I didn't even know what was going down when he came in. I honestly never got served. I just called the court today. This went down last month on the 18th, 19th, something like that. So I called the court because remember I told y'all on the video, go back and watch the video. I asked the lady in the office, why come I didn't get served? She told me she didn't know it's not her place to serve me. I can go down to the sheriff office or call them and find out why I didn't get served. All right. Here's the thing. I called the courthouse today. Y'all, guess what I found out? Apparently, in the notation, it says they served me and they served the other adult on my lease. They say they hand delivered it to us. They spoke to both of us. Neither one of us sent in a reply or an answer. So they didn't have to go to court. So their writ of possession was granted. All right. Y'all want to know when this happened? All this took place in May. May 2023. If all of this is true, how am I still here in January 2024? So I asked the gentleman on the phone at the courthouse. I said, can you tell me who they served? I said, because I never got served. He says here that they hand delivered and served you in person. I said, who does it say they served in person? I'm guessing this you and your daughter. I said, they served me and my daughter in May of 2023. He says, according to their notes in this file. I said, well, what's my daughter's name that they served in May 2023? Lyrivia Bradley. I said, so you're telling me that in the court proceedings, they filed eviction. Excuse me. They say they filed it in May 2023. He said, yes, ma'am. And I said, was I ever served? He said, yes, ma'am. You were served on the 19th of May 2023. I said, how was I served? He said, they hand delivered it to you and the other person on your lease. I said, okay. I said, so they gave me a copy and the other person a copy. He said, yes, according to their notation in the file. They served you and they served the other person. I said, when was this again? He said, May 19th, 2023. I said, can you tell me the person's name on the paper, on the lease with me? He said, Lyrivia. I said, Lyrivia Bradley. And then I broke. I said, they say they served Lyrivia Bradley last year, May 19, 2023. Yes, ma'am, according to the notation, this is what the file says. And I said, I said again, just tell me how it's stated that they served us. They say they hand delivered to both of you. I said, sir, can I tell you something? By then I just broke. I broke. I said, sir, I never got served. I said, I don't mind, the eviction is done. It is what it is. I said, but they're lying. He said, well, the case is closed because they took possession of the apartment. Let me get my notebook. Hold on. Let me see. What's my notebook? I got my notes. They're over there on my side laying down, but He said they took possession of the apartment. I said, when? Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I had to get my notes for you. All right, so when I called the court today, they said they served me and my daughter, LaRivia Bradley, May 19th, 2023. They say they hand-delivered it to us, and they received the writ of, I guess, possession on June the 9th, 2023. That's when they evicted us. And I said, sir, I just got evicted last month on the 18th. He says, no, ma'am, this shows that they took possession of the apartment June the 9th, 2023. I said, sir, that's not true. I said, can I tell you something? And I just started crying. I said, the other person that they say they served in person is my deceased daughter. He said, ma'am? I said, my daughter. If you're telling me you're reading verbatim from the records, from the file, you telling me they told you in there, you're reading it says they served us both on May, y'all see I write notes, May 19th, 2023. He said, yes, ma'am. I said, sir, my daughter died March 31st, 2018. He said, what? I said, my daughter, they didn't serve me nor my daughter. I said, I'm telling you, these people are lying. I said, they did not evict me on June 9th, 2023. And now that I'm thinking back about everything, I'm glad I went live when it all happened. I'm glad I made the video because now I have proof that I was still there. Like, I also have the proof where they were sending me links for people to help people with rent assistance and, you know, people who's been sick and stuff like that, which is my case. And the gentleman was so nice. And he said, well, unfortunately, ma'am, there's nothing more I can do because the case is closed. He said, but something doesn't sound right, so let me give you the number to legal aid. And that's what he did. He gave me the number to legal aid. He said, because you're telling me you've never been served. He said, but I'm reading you verbatim what's in this case, how this case went. They filed here. They filed in May. You got served May 19th because you didn't show up for court. No, because you didn't answer within 7 days. They were granted the writ of possession. They took possession of the apartment June 9th, 2023. Anybody that's been following me, you guys know that's a lie. You guys know I was still living there. Still living there. Still, you know, still paying bills, still doing everything that I was doing before. When I tried to ask them, how do I give my 60-day notice? Oh, don't worry about that, Miss Bradley. Don't worry about that. We have people that's been here a whole year and haven't paid rent in a whole year because we understand how things go, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, well, can I have the number to corporate to see if maybe I can make a partial payment or if I can do this or do that? Oh, no, you don't need that. We'll take care of that for you. Anyhow, so when people say, oh, you didn't know this was finna happen. No, because I never got served. And here's the thing, they were helping us to try to get rental assistance because I gotta tell people, after that radiation to my brain, y'all, that change, it changes you in ways you don't even know. It changes you in ways you can't explain, you can't comprehend. It changes you. It changes everything about you. You know, changes your focus. It changes everything. You know, having that much radiation to my brain at one time. You know, they had to make it a one-hit wonder because I was in danger of going back for a third brain surgery. And I already didn't do good on the second brain surgery. So the third one, you know, we already knew how that was going to look. And it wasn't good. Like I said, my odds were at 50-50. They were going down to like 30-70, but not in my favor. So when people say, well, what happened? I got sick and I couldn't control what my brain was doing. I wish I could have foreseen this down the road. You know, after the first brain surgery, I had went to see a builder, you know, picked out my plans, had my little money stashed away, put down on my contract, everything. Boom. Here comes the brain tumor grew back again. So guys, it's not like I'm just some, I don't know, mamby-pamby person, you know, looking for a handout or whatever. No, I did the right thing. I played by the rules, you know. And unfortunately, this is my life, you know. The saving grace is that my face is not, I don't know if it shows or not, but my face was really twisted from all the strokes, you know. So sometimes you may be able to see it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can hear it, like if I get really tired. Like one of my girlfriends, she was talking to me. She was like, you're slurring. She says, what are you doing? I say, I'm laying down. She says, get up, go look in the mirror, check your face, make sure you're not, you don't see any signs of anything. Because people that know me and really know me, people that I actually talk to, they know my history of strokes. They also know currently that if this tumor squeezes that artery like that, they know the detriment that they could do for me. So they check on me, they make sure. Those are the people, honestly, can I be real transparent, that are keeping me alive. Because I struggle so bad with my mental health, going through all of this. There's no way you can go through something this long and it not bother your mental, you know, and it not eventually wreak havoc on your finances, you know. I did all I could for as long as I could. And now I'm in this hotel where I barely sleep because I'm, you know, it's not home, it's not my bed. I don't have the safety of being, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not in a dangerous place, but, you know, for a woman that have been through grapes before, you know, that's something, it never goes away. You know, you can do all the healing, and just because stuff still causes you to, even if you have PTSD about certain things, people will swear you're not healed. People will swear you didn't work on it. People will swear you didn't do the work. One thing doesn't have anything to do with the other, because if I'm not healed, if I'm not in that space, then my mind will be just, But because I do have my right mind, and I'm able to still realize that when I'm getting in trouble mentally, I still have enough in me to call my therapist or to send out a text message or whatever, just to say, hey, it's not a good day. Today's not a good day. I don't know if I can make it through this day. I tell people, I start saying what's true. I used to say, oh, I'm strong, I'm this. No, honey, listen, if I lose my battle with mental health, y'all just know I fought it all I could. I gave it my best fight. And that's my honest truth. Going through, I thought prophetically, I thought the 12th year was going to mean something great. I had no idea the 12th year would mean this. Me being homeless, basically, living in a hotel that, is very costly, and it's not like I have so much money coming in that I can just keep extending the days here. No, it's not that. I keep praying, grace and mercy, and then, I'm a member of different clubs, so it gives me discounts here and there, and then I don't want to pack up everything and just go try to find a cheaper hotel and all that, because that's going to mess me up bad. That's going to just mess me up bad. We're in a safe space where we are. We're familiar with our surroundings and our comings and goings. So the last 2 nights, I slept. One night I slept because I had some gummies, and they really helped me sleep. So not only did it help me sleep, but it also helped my anxiety, bring it down. Help bring my anxiety down. So when I go to sleep at night, I never know what the next day is going to be like. I don't jump up in the morning and say, oh, hallelujah, thank you, Lord. I don't do that. Sometimes I'm literally already awake when morning comes. I'm awake from the night before. I just want to say what I want to say. Someone asked me, well, why did you get evicted? I got evicted because after I had radiation to my brain, I couldn't just jump back up again and start doing the things that I was doing, how I made my money and stuff. So I just couldn't do it. I tried everything to fight fatigue. I was doing energy drinks. I was doing everything, anything I could. I was walking on my treadmill, doing yoga. But let me tell you something about radiation fatigue. You can't win against it. When that body has gone through with my body and all those surgeries, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And so that's what happened. I got behind on my rent, and the further I got behind, the harder it was to catch up. And that's what happened. So if anybody, speculate, you don't have to speculate. You're hearing it from me, and like I said before, those of you that like to call people and spread false information, you have to answer for that, So I didn't get evicted because I was living above my means. Had that apartment for 12 years. Come on, guys. I didn't get evicted because of this, that, and the other. You know, if you're going to tell it, what you should do, at least call me first. Get the right information. Then you can start calling my family or whomever else you want to call and have your little discussions about me. But you're not going to do that because, you know, me and you don't rock with each other like that. And I know it's a family member. It had to be a family member. Close friend, because you had my brother number. Everybody don't have my brother number. I know that much. So, it's a real situation. I'm a real person. I have real feelings. I have a real family. So, you guys think about stuff before you start running your mouth. So, I wanted to address those concerns that people are inboxing me. Why did you get evicted? What happened? You know, people saying dumb stuff like, well, was you living above your means? Or, you know, what happened? And like, I don't know. You know, once you get behind, it's hard to catch up. It's easier to be on time than it is to try to catch up. And like I said, no matter what I try to do, every time I would, you know, get up and get going again, it's like something else would just hit me. You know, my the fall, the long-term effects of the radiation, like I shared with you on another part of this video, is that the after effects of having that much radiation hit directly at your brain. You don't really see the full effects of it until a year or two after. That's when you start seeing all the real effects of it. I started seeing mine last year in July when I was losing my sight. You guys remember, one eye, the lens was so messed up, all I could see was clouds of yellow, beige, off-white, and the other eye was getting really, really bad. It was getting so bad that when I would go to the doctor, I couldn't see too much out of my eyes. And you know, when they hold the light up to your eyes, my doctor could no longer see in my eye because the lenses were so damaged. And then the other part, which is the retina. Tomorrow, I'll go and discuss that part. So when I found out that the radiation had damaged my retina too, right now they're just watching it. But if I start, you know, like having double vision, blurred vision, these massive headaches again, then they may have to try to do something. I don't know what it is, and I don't know, honestly, guys, if I can endure any more surgeries. I promise you. I just don't know. If I have any more surgeries, it's going to be something I want done. You know, maybe a little lift and tuck here, but surgery, my mind can't handle that. My mind can't handle it. But I hope that I've answered as many questions as I've been asked. If not, you know, like I say, you can't make everybody happy all the time. But do know, I do have a GoFundMe page up. I do need help. That was really hard for me, guys. I swear it was. But I don't want to come off as, how do you say? You know, black folks quick to say, oh, you begging. But then y'all also quick to say, well, you didn't reach out for help. You didn't ask for help, you know. So that's why I say you be damned if you do, damned if you don't. Y'all got to decide what y'all want people to do. Y'all want people to ask for help, or y'all just want people to shut up and take it. Y'all got to pick a struggle, because right now y'all just ride the fence wherever you can get on. So I'm thankful for the platform that I have. Again, you can only watch these kind of videos on my YouTube channel at Live Talk with Benita Bradley, and on my TikTok, which is also Live Talk with Benita Bradley. You will not be able to see these on my Facebook page. If you're watching it on my Facebook page anywhere, it's because somebody put it on there. I'm not sharing any of these on Facebook, okay? You have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you have to follow me on TikTok. That's only fair, okay? So I'm going to get off of here, and I'm going to rearrange these in the order so I can post them. On YouTube, I'm going to make one long video, but for TikTok, I'm going to place them in the order in which I record them, okay? If you have any questions, you can ask me anything. I'll do my best to answer. If you want to help, I'll pin my GoFundMe. If you would like to start a GoFundMe in my name, my girlfriend did that. I don't know how to do it, but she did it for me. Maybe I'll get her and make a quick little video telling her how she did that. I don't know. But anyhow, thank you for your prayers, and those that have given. You guys don't even know. You're causing me to hold on, and I appreciate you. I love you all dearly, and I'll talk to you later. As a matter of fact, we'll talk after I come from the doctor tomorrow, okay?